Hey there, this is Frank with Electric Wheelchair Parts. Thanks for dropping in. I wanted to talk about batteries. This is the second one on batteries, but I had a couple comments, some requests about batteries and how to wire the batteries for an electric wheelchair or scooter. Most of the time, you all the time, you're going to have two batteries. They're they are 12 volts each. Okay, so this is 12 volts. This is 12 volts. And when you put 12 and 12 together, you get a 24 volt operating system, and that's what most wheelchairs and scooters operate off of, is 24 volts. So when you go to charge your batteries, when you charge them and you're using your charger plug that either plugs into the joystick or some port on your scooter, that's 24 volts going into your batteries to charge both batteries at the same time. But we've had requests, how do we go about charging the batteries if they're off the machine? Let's say that we know that our 24 volt charger is not working and we want to charge them on the floor. Let's say I would take them out. I just want to check for sure that the batteries aren't bad and that they in fact are charging. So you can use a regular charger, car charger, for 24 volts. I would suggest, since you're going to be taking both batteries, this is a 33 amp battery and a 33 amp battery, and if you combine these into one 12 volt battery, which we're going to do for this purpose of what we're talking about now, it's just charging them with a 12 volt charger on the floor, then you're going to have about the size of a car battery. If you put these together, that's about the size of a car battery. And normal car chargers are about 10 amps. So you want to put your charger on 10 amps. You can get away with 5 amps. 2 amps, you can do that, but that's going to take a long time, all night long. So I would suggest 10 amps for charging these as 12 volts together. And this is how you do it. It's pretty simple. So you have, you just tie these two together. So you have positive and positive. You take a jumper and you connect positive to positive. You have negative here and negative here, so you take another jumper and start with this one first. And now we have one 12 volt battery, theoretically. So you can take your charger and put the negative on this and the positive on this, or you can take the positive and put it on this and the negative on this. Doesn't matter. These are what we call parallel now. So this is one giant battery. Okay, so you can charge it like that, and it should work just like a car battery. If you have an automatic charger, it just should shut off when they're charged. That's how you charge batteries if they are, if you only have a car charger and you want to do it off of the chair. Conversely, if you want to, if you have a 24 volt charger that you want to use to charge both of these at the same time, not on the chair, then we put the batteries in series. So you're taking 12 volts plus 12 volts equals 24 volts, and that's pretty simple in that all you need is one jumper. Okay, so what you're doing is you're taking this one, you're adding it to this one. So we have the positive, then the negative, and then we flow the negative through onto this next one's positive. Okay, and then so from this one to this one, when you put your charger on this is 24 volts now. It's not 12 any longer, it's 24. So you put your charger here and here, your negative and your positive here, and now you can charge at the normal rate of either 3 to 5 amps is what you want to charge these with when they're 24 volts, and this is in series. Okay, and that's how that works. Pretty easy, but that's how you do it. So anyway, batteries ought to last you about 3 years. Let's say 3 years. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Gel cells last a little longer, but they cost a little bit more. So these are regular lead acid batteries, and they're just fine. All right, so we did the series, we did the parallel. Okay, testing. This is important. I know that we already went through testing on another video, but since we're doing batteries now, this is a multimeter. Okay, and this is how you go about testing for voltage. Okay, so you put it on volts, and then you go to your battery and put one on the negative, one on the positive, and you look at your voltmeter, and you should be somewhere between 12.25 and 13 and a fully charged battery, something like that. If it's under 12 and you just charged it, that's not good because it needs to be 12 or more, preferably what I just said, 12.25, and then you want to go up to 13. Some of them go pretty high if they're brand new, good batteries. That's how you test voltage. And a lot of times people have problems with their batteries dying. They'll die fast. They'll put them on the charger, and the charger will say they're charged, and then they go out for a 5-minute spin on their machine, and the battery meter dumps to nothing. Well, in my opinion, that's usually one of two things. Well, usually one thing. Your batteries are going bad. They're old, and they're not holding a charge like they should anymore. Or if you got brand new batteries recently, it is very possible that one of those batteries has a short in it, and a short would create a dump. A short's a short. So let's just say that we tested both of these batteries with the multimeter, and this one tested 12.25 and this one tested 12.25. That's the voltage that we get on the multimeter. And then so we're happy with that. We get on our scooter or power chair, we start to go, and then we watch the battery meter just go click, 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 over a 3-5 minute period, and then boop, it's down to one blinking light, like you need to have your batteries charged again. Well, you probably do, or you need a new battery or batteries. So what this is a load tester. This is different than a multimeter in that when you test individual batteries, and they have these at your auto parts places, Advanced or Discount or whatever auto parts place you use, they usually have a load tester. And how a load tester works is you have a battery, it says that it's 12.25, let's say, which would indicate a good battery. You put this load tester on there. Let's probably do it this way, make sure we don't cross our leads. And then you hit this lever here, and it puts a load on the batteries. And a load on the batteries is just mimicking like you riding on the scooter. So it's just putting strain on the batteries. And oftentimes when you do that individually on these batteries, you're going to see that one, especially if you're having, the problems that we just discussed, one of the batteries is going to dump. One of the batteries is just going to the needle go down to nothing, and what that means is that this battery does not hold up under load. Okay, so, and that's your problem. It's a bad battery. They come from being dropped usually, and especially if you get your batteries delivered by the mail, UPS or whatever, that's a lot of traveling, that's a lot of clunking around, and it's very, very possible that one of the batteries was dropped and now you have a short in it. So, and it's really pretty common, I hear it all the time. I got brand new batteries, but they're not holding a charge, and that's probably the reason why. If you have brand new batteries not holding a charge, it's probably because one of them's got a short in it. A lady asked me the other day on the phone about keeping the batteries on the concrete on the floor, like in the garage, like a spare set. She was concerned whether that was going to take the charge out of it or not. No, that's just fine. Back in the day, when battery technology was nothing. They're using wooden boxes or whatever for the batteries. Yeah, you couldn't store them on concrete, and there was a lot of weird rules that you had to stick by for older batteries. But these new batteries these days, no, you can store them anywhere. Just, you know, as long as it's a temperature regulated area, you should be fine. This is also in another video, but how long do I charge my batteries for? Now, like I said, these are normal batteries. These are 33 ampere hour batteries, so these are the norm of the wheelchair and scooter batteries. These are the norm. So this is most likely what you're going to see when you have a scooter. And my suggestion is, just like your cell phone, you charge these batteries when they need to be charged. Okay? So every battery, regardless of what battery it is, has a certain life cycle, a certain number of charges and discharges. And by using those charges and discharges up economically, you can really save the life on your batteries. So instead of running your batteries halfway down and then charging them for the next day, you have a half charged set of batteries, and if you know the next day you're probably not going to use that other half up completely, you're not going to get stranded. So you run the rest of the batteries down to where you're comfortable with, you know, let's say the second red dot, you know, or the, you know, even the first red dot or whatever. But that's when they need to be charged. So then you give them a full charge that night, and let's say you drive a whole half day, but they only go down halfway on your battery meter. It says only half, you have half full. So just turn your machine off, let it sit for the evening, go on it the next day, use the rest of your battery power, and then charge your batteries. And that's the way you're going to get most life out of your batteries that way, rather than wasting a cycle. That's what I'm saying. So you could really save a lot of battery life doing that. When do they go bad? We already talked about that and talked about that. So really, I think that's about it. I'm sure there's stuff that I'm not recalling, but I hope this helped a little bit. And as usual, you know, if you have any questions about batteries or anything else, please give us a call. The number's right down there, and you know, a lot of these questions are pretty long and detailed questions, and I don't have a problem answering them at all, but it's a lot easier if you just call. You know, we can discuss it on the phone because it's faster and it's more efficient. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by, and have a good one. Thank you.